what all autoimmune diseases have in common, regardless of the diagnosis, is the dysregulated immune system. So all autoimmune diseases are actually singularly an immune problem. So it leads us to the question, if all autoimmune diseases share this exact same cause, the dysregulated immune system, why do all Western medical specialists treat the affected tissue or organ? Why aren't they treating the dysregulated immune system? Why aren't they treating this singular problem instead of the organ or tissue that's being attacked? And this is really the truth here. The answer of why they're not really treating the actual cause is Western medical doctors are so invested in their education and their specialty that if they let what the truth of autoimmune diseases in, not only would they not have any patients anymore, but they would realize that all of their training is irrelevant. If they really let in this, they would realize that they wasted $300,000 and 8 years of wasted time, money, education, and study. And quite frankly, what doctor would ever want to do that? So here's what we know here at a New Life Center to be true. We are autoimmune experts because here and for the last 20 years, we know how to re-regulate the immune system so the body permanently heals all autoimmune diseases and all of their symptoms. Now, we know too what I just shared to be true about doctors is because what happened is we also spent about 1.5 years going to over half a dozen very well-known and established medical conferences. And we even presented our work at a conference that specialized solely in autoimmune diseases. We got, especially at that conference, we got a booth front and center. You could not miss us at this conference. And we presented on the truth of emotional medicine as the way to permanently heal all autoimmune diseases and their symptoms. And I will tell you, I was so excited. I was so excited going to this conference, in particular for autoimmune diseases, knowing from my full lived experience and all the students that I work with that we have the answer that they've been looking for. We have the answer for the permanent solution to the permanent healing of the epidemic of autoimmune diseases. And I could not wait to engage in dialogue and conversation with these doctors. And here's what happened. We spoke to over hundreds of doctors, and not one was interested in emotional medicine for their practice and how it permanently heals autoimmune diseases. They would line up at the booth with supplements or red light therapy or IV infusions, and not one was interested in emotional medicine and the permanent healing of autoimmune diseases. And I think that speaks volumes as well. And so here's the takeaway truly of what we learned from this. It was one of the greatest learning lessons that I've had, and it was also shocking and very sad to me. And here's what we learned. That because what we teach here, emotional medicine, because emotional medicine can be taught through online educational programs that only require and administer to monitor the students that come through our program and their progress, what that does is it eliminates the need for the doctor. It eliminates their need. And the doctor thus becomes unnecessary to the permanent healing of their patients. What emotional medicine does is it makes the doctors and all of their training, education, and expertise irrelevant. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. If you have an autoimmune disease or chronic illness, are frustrated with medications, supplements, or food diets, and are ready to start the journey to finally and permanently healing your condition, I have two 13-week online self-guided educational programs, the Autoimmune Healing Program and the Chronic Illness Healing Program. Both programs teach you how to permanently heal your autoimmune disease or chronic illness, leave behind those doctor's visits and symptom management, and to finally heal without supplements, medication, or food diets. This is the same journey I took and why I am over 10 years completely healthy. All 8 of my autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses are permanently gone. You can find the link to apply for a complimentary course consultation with me down in the description below. And if you're not ready to take this step, watch my free 101 course on autoimmune diseases and chronic illnesses. You'll also find the link to watch this down in the description. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I look forward to you permanently healing your autoimmune disease or chronic illness.